So Stan is this damaged character in a sense, and now after season 2 with the whole issue with his wife and trying to bring her back, what does that mean for season 3?
Well, the way the corner that Dana painted, Dana Gould's the creator of the show, the corner that he painted himself in is that the apocalypse has happened, it's the end of the world, and this show should be over, but it's not. There's 8 more episodes coming down the pike, and hopefully a lot more after that. And so he painted himself into the corner, and then he gets us out in the first episode in 301, which is called Hell is What You Make It. And so Janet and I try to make our own hell. And I guess I don't want to tip our hand too much, but the 301, which we just finished cutting, I'm one of the producers on the show, so I get to participate in post and shape in the scripts. 301's the best show we've done.
Wow, that's a bold statement to make for this show.
Yeah, especially after 208. I thought that finale of second season was wildly ambitious, and it realized fruition, and kind of those emotional tones that Janet and I were allowed to play, I thought were insanely, wonderfully ambitious for a 21-minute and 30-second, half-hour comedy horror show, and it fueled what Dana wants to do with the third season. So the characters we do get to explore what drives them and what makes them happy and sad, and believe me, there's plenty of goofiness, but there's also this underpinning of who are these people, which is delicious for the actors to be able to play.
I also understand there's a little more of the predestination, there is no way of changing it, kind of undertone to that as well.
Well, I think after Stan tried to bring his dead wife back, and he failed at that. Now, what Dana and I were talking about is that what the takeaway from that for Stan was everything he's ever done in his life didn't amount to the one thing he wanted to do. So he's got to go against everything he's ever learned. And for Stan, who's a complete contrarian and a bit of a grump, for him to go against everything he's ever learned is close to impossible. So we want to see that, and so that's what we wrote.
Well, we can't wait. It's going to be Halloween.
Yep.
Halloween.
Third season's on Halloween, and what's that, a Wednesday or a Thursday? I don't even know.
I don't know.
But it's
we'll find out.
It's on once a week through Thanksgiving. So IFC found this sweet spot before all that holiday programming starts with Thanksgiving. They found a window, and the first year when they put on 2 episodes a night, my first reaction was, oh great, they're just going to burn them off, they hate the show. But it turned out it was a genius programming move because people wanted to consume it. Now we binge whole seasons, and it kind of moved a little bit in that direction where you could consume 2 episodes a night. And the ratings went through the roof, and so now season 3. And so I think that'll be the same landscape that we travel this year, the ratings-wise.
Let's talk about Evie. She and Stan had this kind of emotional scene in season 2.
I love that.
Yeah.
Johnny and I love doing those.
Yeah. Will we get more of that in season 3?
Yeah, there is some. Yeah, there definitely is. I mean, that's one of the things that I think we love so much about doing the show is here we have this totally wackadoo crazy universe that, Dana has created with his writers, and it's such a pleasure to laugh all day, yet at the same time this also is a character that has so much heart in it in terms of her relationship, with John's character, with Stan, and also like the sort of motherly feeling she has about Leon and Denise, who, let's face it, need parenting.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
So yeah, it's funny because I really did. I said this season. I certainly said this at the end of season 2 after we had the kind of exchange where John goes into the shack and they realize they won't know each other. That I, for having gone to school for acting and done Shakespeare and all that kind of stuff, I do so much comedy in my career now that really getting to do some kind of deep emotional acting work on this show feels so ironic. It's like, oh, this is the craziest thing I've ever done, yet also in some ways it's the most grounded and the most dramatic. So it's a great combination.
Yeah, absolutely. John and I were talking a little bit about the theme seems to really be predestined. You're predestined.
Yeah.
So for season 3, are we going to explore that a little bit more?
In a sense, yeah. I don't know how much Johnny talked about it, but there's definitely, we have Stan's character, while being in some ways the most unlikable, of course, is also this person that we end up feeling for. Kind of like with family members, where you're like, I cannot believe my uncle just said that. I hate that I still love him as a person. But, he's still struggling with kind of where his place is in all of this, I think. Evie's more just like, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? Point me in that direction. Whether my gun works on that thing or not, I will grit my teeth and try to make it work. And
she's more practical.
Yeah,
he's a little
she's more
falling
practical.
apart.
And yeah, he's sort of like, he's still kind of reconciling losing his wife and figuring out where he fits into all of this, and so he, I think, gets led astray in a different way consistently than Evie does. And so for him and his character, again, it's like, oh, best of intentions, but what are you doing, buddy? And so we see that as viewers, and as an audience, I think we'll see that before Evie knows. So there's that tension through the whole season of like, when is she going to find out? What is she going to do about it? Can she do anything about it? So, yeah.
Well, we're excited to see it.
Awesome.
Halloween, fantastic.
Yes,
Thank you for talking with us.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah. John had said that you kind of painted yourself into a little bit of a corner because we got the apocalypse that, happened, and so everybody should be dead.
Yes.
So how are you getting out of that in season 3?
We do get out of it. I did paint us into a corner, and I didn't know how I was going to get us out of that corner when I did it. I know where the show is going overall. I know what the penultimate episode is. I know what happens at the end. But I have fun along the way. And at the end of every season, I do like to create a problem for myself that I will then have to solve. When I was a kid, one of my favorite movies was Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and that also ended with the world ending, and yet they made 3 more movies after that. So I kind of set that as a bar for myself. Yeah, we ended season 2 with the portal to hell being opened. We pick up season 3 right then. It's the scene just keeps going. And the hint in how we solve it is in the title of the episode, which is Hell is What You Make It,
All right, so we'll just have to tune in and wait and see.
Are you in hell or are you in a
Yes. Okay. So in terms of you personally, you're writing, you're producing, you've got so much going on. Where is there time in there for stand-up?
Well, I miss doing stand-up. I have to take June, like half of May and June off because I'm shooting, and I don't. And then I go back, and I just started to go back on stage again, which I have to do it. It's like my surfing, it's a thing that keeps me sane. But yeah, I was on at the Improv 2 weeks ago, and it was my first time on stage in like 7 weeks. And I was really nervous. I still get nervous. I was like, ugh. Yeah, and then you get up and it takes a couple of minutes, and then you get your sea legs back. Yeah.
Okay. So there was a really emotional scene between Evie and Stan at the end of season 2. Are we going to see more of that in season 3?
Yes, there always is. The silliness of the show wouldn't work if the real emotion wasn't there. You need that ballast. And that's a great debt to John and Janet, who needed that ballast for their characters to work. They made me be a better writer. And in doing that, we created this sort of balance that we do. And this season, it gets serious as we've ever been, and it gets really ridiculous. Yeah, it gets really ridiculous.
For you to say that about this show makes me really wonder how really ridiculous it's going to be.
Trust me.
So much is happening with Denise in season 3. She gets a whole episode to herself.
Ooh.
I can't tell you what happens in the episode, but it's otherworldly.
Oh.
Maybe some relationship situations are happening for Denise. Many relationship situations are happening for Denise. Oh, so much happens. I wish I could spill the beans, but I can't.
She's being very cryptic. Do you get that?
I know. You're just going to have to watch.
So what's it like being part of this cast? It's got to be so much
Oh
fun.
my God, it's so much fun. It's like summer camp. Every summer we get to go to Atlanta all together. We get to hang out on set and have the most fun playing these amazing characters on this like crazy show. And then we get the weekends to hang out with each other and go on bike rides and go to museums. And yeah, it's amazing. I truly am so blessed for this show for many reasons, Denise Miller, but also like I have these beautiful friends now, truly. And I'm like every season I'm like I write them letters and I'm like I'm so thankful that I have you guys in my life. I know that's really sappy, but it's so true. Like because there are so many horrible garbage people in Hollywood, and they don't work on this show. Thank God.
I want to know what it's like for the cast of Stand Against Evil to all go to a museum together.
Oh, it's a dream. No, it's so much fun. Nate and I also are on the hunt for like the best ice cream in Atlanta, and I think we stumbled upon a true gem this summer. It's called Queen of Cream, and they have this lavender honey situation that is so good. And most people when they're like, oh, lavender, and that's like soap, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's like heaven in your mouth. I love it there.
Well, if we go to Atlanta, we'll have to check that out. People have kind of described her as the millennial of the representation of the show. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I think I am, 100%. I mean, I am a millennial, so let's hope I'm playing one. Yeah, she is. I think she's, still the. No matter how old Denise gets, she's always going to have a childish spirit about her that is truly infectious. So, yeah, millennial, child, adult, baby, all of those things, they work for Denise.
All right, well, we'll have to tune in on October 31st to see. Can't wait. Thanks for talking with us. Thank you. So let's talk about season 3. We are the portal to hell. We've gotten some little tidbits, but where does that leave Leon?
Well, as we remember, the season 2 ended with Leon losing his head, quite literally. Had it ripped from his shoulders by an old...
But nothing is what it seems in this show.
Nothing is what it seems. But no, I just wanted to plant that visual for everybody. But yeah, season 3, my head gets restored to my shoulders. Yes. You can breathe a sigh of relief now. And yeah, I get to throw back on the uniform and get back out to being one of Willard's Mill's finest.
So for you, you're kind of the comic relief in the show, in a comedy show, sort of. And you do a lot of physical comedy, as evidenced by your head getting ripped off. So what is that like for you as an actor?
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, I've always done a lot of physical comedy. When you're, tall and skinny like I am, it lends itself to that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a treat to play this character because I know. The family tree for Leon, it's got Don Knotts right at the top of it, and we've never been shy about that. And so my humor, it just can go from all the extremes. I can fall downstairs, a lot of prop comedy. So yeah, it's a treat, especially because of that. Like to walk into a scene and know, like, okay, what are they going to put on me? What tool am I going to have today? What's going to be on my desk? Yeah, I'm so grateful for Dana for giving me such a fun character. I mean, Deborah Baker Jr., who plays Denise, her and I are just the silliest characters. And we both have that same kind of physicality, the props, the wardrobe. So yeah, no, it's just a thrill.
Talk about working with this cast, because they really seem like they're a lot of fun.
Oh, they are. I mean, it's a tight-knit group. We shoot the entire season in like 24 days, and that's like 4 weeks of work. So thank God for our chemistry and how much we get along. And there's a lot of improvisation and a lot of things change on the day, just because we find new things and some things are fresher than others. So without that chemistry, you really wouldn't be able to execute that stuff, I think. So, we're rushed and we don't have much time and we can't be too precious, but thankfully, everybody is just so wonderful and so talented, and we always find something and we're able to move on, but we get like 2-3 takes. We put it all out there. If you have an idea and you want to improvise, and everybody is such amazing scene partners that you can get right to that stuff. put it out there, see if everyone has a good time and enjoys it. And if they do, then you kind of expand and explore it. But it's a very safe environment for high risk.
And I'm sure there's a certain flow out now going into season 3 of it that you've.
Absolutely. We've really settled into the skin of these characters now. We really know their motivations. We know their strengths and their weaknesses, and so it's that much easier to play off each other.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to season 3 on Halloween. Yes. Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.